Well, what do you expect nowadays? I mean, you had Andrew Scheer in House of Commons call attention to the issue, for Justin Trudeau, who's an absentee leader by all stretch of the means,
well, he's back.
As was his father, complete absenteeism.
Part of him still vacant.
Trudeau in the West is a bad word, and we knew that when Trudeau came back in, it was going to be a bad word. But at least his father showed some leadership, whereas this individual has no leadership. But getting back to my point, though, where you've got Andrew Scheer highlighting the issue, and Justin's comment was, I disagree with what he says, so therefore I disqualify him from having the conversation. At what point in time do we look at it and say, oh my God, Canada is now run by a little tyrant dictator in a communist regime? We have police that won't arrest criminals, and we have leaders that, won't really lead and won't let any conversation happen to them. What's your take on that? Am I a little too harsh on there? Am I a born and raised Alberta? Oh my God!
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
And I didn't swear once.
Yeah.
No.
There's some blood coming down. Though.
Yeah.
Bit your lip. Hardly.
But we're full on communism now. And Barry, you brought up a thing of the National Geographic.
Yeah, 36 years ago in the National Geographic.
March 1984, National Geographic, a story.
1984.
1984, yeah.
Not George Orwell.
Not George Orwell, but National Geographic.
National Geographic, March 1984, 36 years ago next month. The National Geographic came out with a story on Calgary and how Calgary was growing. It was an Olympic city. It was going to be an Olympic city 4 years from then. Ralph Klein was the mayor. Peter Lougheed was the premier. Trudeau was the prime minister. It was 3 years after the National Energy Program, which was devastating. That was Marc Lalonde, his energy minister. And it was 9 years after the start of Petro-Canada, which was the state oil company, which started in 1975. So the Saddle Dome had just been built. Lindsay Park Aquatic Center had just been built. It was a city that was on the rise. Mm-hmm. But there was this concern about socialism, and a real concern about socialism. And it's 36 years ago. 36 years from 1984, we're still looking at socialism. But now it's more like globalism, communism, progressivism. I lump those all into the same terminology. It is communism, and it's on our doorstep. What do we do now?
Yeah, the new religion is the isms of the world, right?
Do we want 36 years from now, when your daughter has children, and those children say to you, Grandma, what was it like to be free in 2020? What was it like? That's 36 years from now. Are we just going to go through this same process for 72 years and not do anything about it? Not defend our capitalist economy? And
that brings up a much deeper rooted issue, though, is I think especially more the younger generation don't truly know what a capitalist economy is, not from a free market perspective. Mm-hmm. It comes back to labels. You have governments who have very well-paid media sources that promote an image of what capitalism has done. But it's not capitalism that has destroyed our freedoms and our prosperity. It's actually been more and more government intervention that has created the problems. And as we move to more of a socialist society, we've seen more and more problems because they compound, right? So we're moving in the wrong direction. We're getting the wrong result, and the direction we're taking is taking us in the wrong result. But the media is very good, I think, at portraying that this is the problem. And it's like, well, no, actually, if you go backwards, you can see we had more freedom. We actually had less disparity amongst income, all of these things, when we didn't have the ability of corporations to go lobby a government and put rules and regulations into place that prevented the free market from actually working. Because what we have now is a bunch of crony capitalism. It's not capitalism at all.
It is. It is.
If you've enjoyed this excerpt, please don't forget to watch the full video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.